In 10x is easier than 2x, Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy argue that the conventional wisdom of incremental growth, doubling what you're doing, aiming for 2 times, is in many ways harder and less effective than pursuing exponential growth, aiming for 10 times. The key insight: achieving 10 times results isn't primarily about working 10 times harder, but about thinking differently, focusing intensely on what matters, and eliminating everything else. Sullivan and Hardy highlight that 2 times thinking tends to preserve the status quo, keeping the same identity, same activities, and trying to incrementally improve. In contrast, 10 times thinking requires a deeper shift. You shed much of the old you, work from a new identity, reorganize your priorities, and focus on high-leverage activities. By doing so, paradoxically it becomes easier because the noise and distraction drop away. They introduce 4 essential freedoms: time, money, relationships, and purpose, as the key outcomes of the 10 times process. Part 1. The Principles of 10 Times Thinking. The surprising simplicity of 10 times growth. The authors begin by overturning the intuitive assumption that a 10 times goal must be 10 times harder than a 2 times goal. On the contrary, because 10 times goals force you to rethink your status quo, they clarify what truly matters. You have fewer options, fewer paths to consider, and accordingly you zero in on the lever that actually moves the needle. By contrast, 2 times goals attempt to improve everything slightly, which creates complexity and scattered focus. 10 times the quality of everything you do. Here, Sullivan and Hardy emphasize that 10 times growth is about quality rather than quantity. It's not about doing 10 times more, but about doing what you do best, at a significantly higher level of quality. Recognizing your unique ability, the few things that you do exceptionally well, is crucial. Then you delegate or eliminate the rest. This requires letting go of your old identity, old metrics, and getting comfortable with doing less, but better. 10 times embraces abundance and rejects scarcity. The mindset shift is also internal. 2 times thinking is rooted in scarcity, limited time, limited resources, incremental gain. 10 times thinking is rooted in abundance. You build systems, you scale by others, you create leverage. The authors argue that to shift into 10 times thinking you must expand your mindset, your identity, and your systems. Part 2. Applications of 10 times thinking. Uncover your 10x past to clarify your 10x future. Sullivan and Hardy advise reflecting on your past, 10 times jumps, moments when you achieved substantial leaps. These reveal what conditions, mindset, and identity you were operating under. By analyzing those precedents, you unlock clues for your next jump. Identifying patterns helps you craft your future leap consciously rather than accidentally. Take 150+ free days per year. One of the more counterintuitive recommendations: structure your time into free days. No work, focus days, deep work, and buffer days, transition. The aim: use fewer focus days but with higher leverage. This frees up your time and mental bandwidth, enabling creative breakthroughs. By stepping out of the day-to-day, you make room for insight and strategic thinking. Build a self-managing company. For organizations, achieving 10 times growth means your business must not rely solely on you. The book argues you must build systems, empower others, delegate, and create replicable processes. It's about shifting from how you do things to who does them, and enabling that team to operate without you. The 10 times leader spends less time in the weeds and more time in the visionary realm. Conclusion. In the wrap-up, Sullivan and Hardy reiterate that 10 times isn't just a goal, it's a process, an identity shift, and a way of living, leading. By eliminating low-value work, focusing on your highest leverage tasks, and building structures to sustain that, you achieve freedom, impact, and scale. Application in the business world. 1. Leadership and strategy. Leaders who adopt 10 times thinking stop optimizing the current game they redesign the game. Rather than adding resources to existing operations, they question the business model, simplify offerings, and focus on the few customers, products, or services that drive outsized growth. This aligns strategic planning with exponential rather than incremental growth. 2. Resource allocation and organizational design. In a 2x mindset you might ask, how can we double our staff or budget? In a 10x mindset you ask, what would we do if we had unlimited leverage and our current work made no difference? You then restructure. Eliminate or delegate the low-impact 80%, invest in the 20% that drives high value, and redesign systems to scale. You also build the self-managing machine, teams, processes, and delegation frameworks that can operate without micromanagement. 3. Time management and productivity. The free, focus, buffer day model offers an alternative to traditional busy work culture. Organizations can apply this by encouraging leaders and teams to carve out focus time for high-impact strategic work, buffer time for preparation, and free time to recover and innovate. This reduces burnout and fosters creativity. 4. Talent and team development. Businesses applying 10x thinking identify employees' unique abilities, focus those employees there, and free them from low-value tasks. They build organizational design around strengths, they delegate everything else. The company becomes less about doing more, and more about doing what only it can do at scale. 5. Change management and culture. The mindset shift from improve by small increments to leap by redesign requires cultural evolution. Leaders must challenge habit, identity, and legacy systems. They must communicate that fewer initiatives, sharper focus, and higher standards will yield a simpler, more rewarding path to growth. The culture moves from incrementalism to transformation. 6. Execution and metrics. In a 2x world you might measure hours worked, tasks completed, small year-over-year improvements. In a 10x world you measure framework adoption, system scalability, leverage, fewer dependencies on the leader. Metrics shift to quality, freedom, and growth of the 4 freedoms: time, money, relationships, purpose. Businesses can align KPIs accordingly. If you enjoyed this summary, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe for more leadership and personal development related content in less than 10 minutes. Sullivan, Dan, and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. 10x is easier than 2x. How world-class entrepreneurs achieve more by doing less. Hay House Business, 2023.